Hello everyone, it's Coach Ro from RocioFlores.com, and I'm doing my daily life Bible reading, and I'm not alone today. So let me share on the page real quick what we're reading today. Today we are reading chapter 49 of the book of Genesis, and I am not alone. My husband's here. So he's just in here and he's on the computer doing other stuff. But we are on a stay-at-home order here in the state of Colorado in the U.S. So today's the first official day of that, and so yeah, just different changes. Like we got to think about like where we're going, if we have to go places, if we're not going places. We're not allowed to just be out and about, which is fine because we want to make sure that we are, doing what we need to do to make sure that this disease doesn't continue to spread and that they can get everything back to normal as soon as possible. But yeah, how are you guys? I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're safe and healthy and that you're not being highly affected by what's going on in the world right now. As always, I want to let you guys know if you're not caught up on any of the reading, you can catch up on bit.ly/Rose Daily Life Bible Reading. Today and tomorrow are the last days of reading the book of Genesis, and then next week we get to start on the book of Exodus. So completely different. 400 years later, we're just completely in a new track. So, yeah. Hello. Let me say hellos here, and let me repost the link so anybody sees what we're reading. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and just start. And this is titled Jacob's Last Words. 49. Then Jacob called his sons and said, "Gather around, and I will tell you what will happen to you in the days to come. Come together and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to your father Israel. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my strengths, and the firstfruits of my virility, excelling in prominence, excelling in power, turbulent as water. You will no longer excel because you got into your father's bed and you defiled it. He got into my bed." Whoa, I don't know what that means. Let me check. I don't know what he's talking about there. Or like what it refers to. I could probably look that up. I might have to look it up and then I'll add it in a link when I add it to my YouTube. Okay, guys? Anyways, I'll just continue. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Their knives are vicious weapons. May I never enter their council. May I never join their assembly. For in their anger, they kill men. And on a whim, they hamstring oxen. Their anger is cursed, for it is strong, and their fury, for it is cruel. I will disperse them throughout Jacob and scatter them throughout Israel. Well, so far he does not have very nice things to say. Judah, your brothers praise you. Your hand will be on the necks of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. Judah is a young lion. My son, you return from the kill. He crouches, he lies down like a lion or a lioness. Who dares to rouse him? The scepter will not depart from Judah, or the staff from between his feet, until he whose right it is comes. So, okay, I feel like that's something that might be important. So, I'm definitely going to have to look up stuff that talks about what all this is talking about, because we know that obviously Judah, the name itself, becomes the name of the land, and it's from the tribe of Judah that we get, right? That's the line of Jesus from the tribe of, so we know that becomes an important thing. We also know that Judah has not done some of the good things in this time frame, and so we know that there's, it's not starting off in the best kind of way, but well, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll find out. I don't remember exactly what happens, but I just know that it's probably important, this part. Okay. 11. He ties his donkey to a vine, and the colt of his donkey to the choice vine. He washes his clothes in wine, and he robes in the blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth are whiter than milk. Again, all of this sounds like maybe it has bigger meaning than just a description of his son. But we'd have to look that up. 13. Zebulun will live by the seashore and will be a harbor for ships, and his territory will be next to Sidon. Issachar is a strong donkey lying down between the saddlebags. He saw that his resting place was good and that the land was pleasant, so he leaned his shoulder to bear a load and became a forced laborer. Dan will judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. He will be a snake by the road, a viper beside the path that bites the horse's heel so that its rider falls backward. I wait for your salvation, Lord. Now when he says Lord, he's talking about God because it's all capitalized. Gad will be attacked by raiders, but he will attack their heels. Asher's food will be rich, and he will produce royal delicacies. Naphtali is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. Hello. Let me drink some water. Joseph is a fruitful vine. A fruitful vine beside a spring. Its branches climb over the wall. The archers attacked him, shot at him, and were hostile toward him. Yet his bow remained steady, and his strong arms were made agile, by the hands of the mighty one of Jacob, by the name of the shepherd, the rock of Israel, by the God of your father who helps you, and by the Almighty who blesses you, with blessings of the heavens above, blessings of the deep that lies below, and blessings of the breast and the womb, and blessings of your father excel the blessings of my ancestors and the bounty of the eternal hills. May they rest on the head of Joseph, on the crown of the prince of his brothers. Remember, he does kind of have a stronger connection with Joseph. One, because it's his youngest son, or one of his youngest sons, which is usually, obviously the baby of the family. Then he thought he died and wasn't with him for many, many years. Plus, he's the son of the wife that he actually loved and was basically had to work years and years to try and marry her and was tricked out of marrying her and had to have other kids. So he has a very special connection to Joseph, and we know that Joseph has been blessed by God, and so he gets all of the positive stuff. I think it'd be cool to look up. I'll look up and see if there's anything that goes over all of these, because it sounds like it's kind of like prophecy, right? Like he's saying this is what's gonna come of these people. So I'm wondering if somebody's already written something that says exactly what each of them ended up being and how that played out and what it meant. I'm sure there's something already on there, so I'll look it up, and if I find it, I'll just add it on to the description on the YouTube once I upload this. 27. Benjamin is a wolf. He tears his prey in the morning, he devours the prey, and in the evening he divides the plunder. These are the tribes of Israel, 12 in all, and this was what their father said to them. He blessed them, and he blessed each one with a suitable blessing. Jacob's burial instructions. 29. Then he commanded them, I am about to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite. The cave is in the field of Machpelah near Mamre in the land of Canaan. This is the field Abraham purchased from Ephron the Hittite as a burial site. Abraham and his wife Sarah are buried there. Isaac and his wife Rebekah are buried there, and I buried Leah there. The field and the cave in it were purchased from the Hittites. Then Jacob had finished instructing his sons. He drew his feet into the bed and died. He was gathered to his people. Oh, he passed away. I have this. It's not funny, but I drew little like a little cave. Can you see it? With little crosses as like a little cemetery. And every time that somebody died, I drew a new one. I added an extra one on there. So yeah. I guess there's a lot to think of there, because it sounds like there's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense within the story, and we don't know what it means or what it actually ties into unless we look more into it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to look up some stuff and then add them onto this when I add it up. And then tomorrow, it's called Jacob's burial, and it's the last chapter. It's only 26, so it'll be a short read tomorrow morning. But it kind of leaves us off in a cool place, and I wrote something down that I know is going to come up at the end. Like I left notes on mine, you guys can see, because I remember liking this a lot. And it was, therefore don't be afraid, I will take care of you and your little ones. And I just found that to be helpful in general, especially I think right now with everything that's going on. I think a lot of people are scared and a lot of people are freaking out and a lot of things are going on, and we have to just keep that reminder that everything's going to be okay, even when it doesn't feel like everything's going to be okay, and especially when we don't know what will and won't be okay, so yeah, I don't know what else to say. This will be up on my YouTube. I'll post yesterday's and today's tonight. It should be up there by the end of the day, and then we'll do tomorrow's around this time too, and then we'll just start next week. And yeah, so remember, it's bit.ly/Rose Daily Life Bible Reading, and all lowercase, and everything's on there. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and yeah, anything?